by a little bit.
Okay, so you agree with Gods? You're feeling it just a little bit?
Yeah. No troll, because Gods, you know, he hired me and all that for this, but I do think his takes are usually pretty good.
Okay.
The only one that sucked is when he thought that Alliance was going to lose, or Complexity was going to lose to LGD at the Shanghai Major. It's the only one that was a bad take by him. I believed in Kyle.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that far back. I don't remember how I looked at Complexity back then.
They were an okay-ish team. They won a lot of first games, then lost the other two to a lot of good teams. That was the Complexity special.
Yeah, they would always take that one game off.
Yeah, and then you would think like, wow, Kyle's a genius. And Kyle was a really good offlaner back then. No troll.
Yeah.
Let's see how the bounty rune split goes. It's actually going to go 3 in favor of Crazy.
What?
Kind of surprised that Tusk Pango did not fight.
I understand not wanting to fight the Jakiro, but so much so you're willing to give up 3 bounties for free at the start?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Well, I mean, this is part of the problem with one small problem of running a 5 Enigma, right?
Yeah.
You have no bounty rune presence.
And also one of the problems of running, like, trying to go for this, like, Ring of Tarask first build. You're just, I think they're probably loath to trade out regen, right? They're just like, you don't actually have that much.
Especially against such a harassment-heavy hero like Jakiro, who is going to force you to burn through that regen. And he still needs another 200 gold with only 2 more tangos to work with. AUI is certainly going to try and abuse that. That's where Moose is going to try and come in and just cut waves and
oh, please stop the bell ringing.
Get Brax some freebies as Moose having some fun with it. Does manage to actually get a D ward here, so an extra 104 gold for him. Investment into the Sentry ward pays off. Our mid lane matchup is going to be Void Spirit versus Lycan. A matchup that I can only assume is purely a CS battle, as is pretty much every matchup against Lycan. You cannot force this hero out of lane.
Lycan doesn't die, Lycan doesn't kill you.
Yeah. Especially not, like, usually it's like, oh, level 6, he has some kill power, but if Void Spirit is also level 6, and even if he's not, this hero is mobile enough
I have to imagine that Lycan is not favored in this matchup.
CS-wise?
Yeah.
You think it'll lose?
Yeah, because I think Void Spirit has one of the best animations in the game, like to attack with. He has really high base damage too. So when you get Quelling Blade, you're hitting for like 85. It feels absurd. And then you have an auto nuke that also helps you against the wolves. That almost always secures you the range creep.
Yeah, and wolves are very weak at the start.
Yeah, they don't really help you CS too much.
And they, even if they do help you CS, they're a liability because Bryle might actually just go for the bounty on them and claim extra CS. That is potentially where you could really see the effect of that 6 damage nerf. Is just purely in CS battles like this. Our top lane is the Rubik Centaur opening from Crazy into the Gyrocopter Enigma. They did draft that second pick Enigma into the Rubik, but it is a 5-position Enigma. He also went Guardian Greaves last game. We didn't really see... We got that one really nice black hole, but it didn't seem like their team fight was predicated around it so much.
I mean, they picked Enigma into Rubik, so... I will say I think Centaur lanes up really nicely against Gyrocopter.
Yeah.
One of the best base damage heroes in the game that works really well at denying. Like, it's really hard for Gyro to get these range creeps without help.
And Gyrocopter, who can be... His biggest threat is all the damage he offers, plenty of kill power, while Centaur, he is tanky enough that he can just sit in the middle of a creep wave whenever you throw a homing missile.
You can't fight him, is the problem.
Yeah.
Like, he pops Retaliate, and he's going to kill you before you kill him. I think it's it's by far one of the best offlaners against the Gyrocopter.
Yeah. Definitely agree with that one. Brax is just now buying his Ring of Tarask. You could see the huge delay he's had, not just being able to get any CS. Moose stacking up the waveform is getting him solo experience, still having a hard time getting some of that CS though, because Skeeter is trying to make full use of those illusions. top 3 CS on the board right now. All going the way of CR4ZY.
Yes, sir. And I don't think that's too wholly unexpected. I think this is kind of just how I expected this to go. As top lane, CR4ZY does get a kill on the Fear.
Yeah, not just leaving an creep score, but
That's
hero kills.
CR4ZY
now.
with the second first blood of the day.
He's been doing a great job.
CR4ZY is the new
CR4ZY.
best player in NA. We'll claim him as one of our own if that's the case.
All you have to do is ask. And you will be lit into the kingdom.
North America. Yeah, I mean, we're a collection of foreigners anyways that, you know, came for the great dream. And CR4ZY's now here to further partake in this great tradition of being a European and being the best player in NA.
Yeah. We do like to import our talent,
Did they get
don't we?
4? No.
No, they didn't.
They didn't.
Brax got one. That was a
I saw the
bottle.
bottle thing, yeah. It always throws you off.
It's a classic.
3 out of 4. So they've gotten
They've got
6 out of 8.
Out of 8 so
Almost
far.
like Zodiad.
75% of bounty runes going in for CR4ZY. That is where part of this very large net worth lead that they're holding. 2K is a lot at 5 minutes.
Yeah, it is. Do you like my Exodia idea? You can be honest with me. Oh.
No.
Well, okay, shit, I don't want to hear more. As top lane, they're going to go on the Rubik, who should be dead for this. It isn't going to be a kill on the Centaur, but still. Tusk, of course, one of the best tri-laners. Attack team is such a good spell. Everybody just gets bonus damage for free.
Yeah, they certainly chose a lineup that exploits that quite a bit, too.
Yeah, they have
Especially
a lot of heroes.
that dual lane of Tusk Pango can be really scary, but not against the lane they were matched up against. Naga Siren with sitting level 5, 10 armor. She doesn't care about the extra physical damage. She shrugs it off pretty easily, and that's why Tusk is no longer trying to sit there.
They do have pretty good ways to kill her, though. Enigma is one of the better ways. The only thing is they don't have the best way to deal with her illusions, I'd say, unless Pango gets a really good start. And I think that's really more about Naga, right? Like, maybe you can kill the main hero, sure, but on average, how good is your lineup at dealing with the illusions?
Yeah.
And if the answer is mediocre, then your lineup's pretty bad. And I think that's why they decided to take her. It's not like you can't pick any illusion hero just because there's some AoE involved, right? That's not really how that works.
Once again, trying to go for the kill onto Moon Meander. Moon Meander trying to escape, but will not. The last shot from Fear rings out true and claims a second kill for Business Associates.
CR4ZY's still doing well. Maybe. Oh. There's an Ice Path.
Brax
And a
in
lot
trouble.
of
Doesn't have
damage.
any mana to swashbuckle away.
And they're going to protect
AUI.
their catapult.
Yeah,
They're doing a lot of damage to this tower.
If they can get... There's no way they get this tower with this catapult, I think.
No,
But
they're
they've
gonna
gotten
deny
it low enough that the next push like that with Liquid Fire,
Yeah.
they'll easily take it.
I will say, taking the enemy safe lane tower and keeping your own outpost in this area is huge. And the reason for that is because eventually what Dire wants to do is they want to mirror what Radiant does. Radiant will eventually take the top tier 1 tower, and Dire want to take the bottom tier 1 tower. And the difficulty with doing this is if you don't also have outpost control on the side, it's really easy for you to just die.
You're going to see Fear. In that rotation you were talking about, Radiant rotating up to the Dire
so
safe
now
lane.
they have a
That's what
double
Braille
wave.
does.
They have a double wave under the tower, and they're going to grab this tower for free, and it's not as easy for business associates to back them up if they were to lose this bottom tier 1 tower.
Right. You lose that safety blanket of an
Yes.
easy TP point, right?
You want to ideally trade here, as they're going to go for some sort
Skeeter.
of weird dive that
Being
cannot
dove.
possibly work.
Big time, and he's like, well, this is free, guys. He turns around, bites, easily kills the Tusk,
Oh,
and
this
with
is a
CR4ZY
disaster.
TPing in, surrounding Brax as well, the 2 intruding forces are going to die. The third in 9, who popped his ultimate to try and chase down the Naga Siren. You could just feel the pressure of this lineup. They know they have a Naga Siren problem, and they are forcing things way too hard to try and deal with it.
Yeah, 100%. That dive actually means quite a bit. It forces both of them. I mean, they just both die. They lose a bunch of Necro Creeps. Lycan uses his ult for that too. He makes his way all the way down towards bottom. Doesn't really get anything. And
Because
now,
you seals the deal on that bottom tower, too, with the rotation.
You're always a tower behind. They've lost the bottom tower at the same time. They were trying to delay that, too. So the gyrocopter, especially, is in the weirdest spot, because Moo does not really want to be here. Like, this is
found
the
him.
death
He's
zone.
low. Moo.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, Moo doesn't want to be here, but because he doesn't have a tier 1 tower at bottom, it's not that safe for him either.
Yep.
And I would imagine they don't have outpost control down there either. So this is like, there's no way to get back up. Whereas if you keep your tier 1 tower alive, it's really easy for the mid hero or the Tusk or anything like that to make their way over. There's like options for them.
Yeah.
Whereas now the Naga gets to go up here for free. They don't really know how to contest this either because of that failed rotation at bottom.
They know that they've taken that top outpost, Business Associates, as you were saying. They don't want to play in that area.
Yeah.
So all they have to do is protect their bottom outpost. Boom. They've just gotten themselves an experience advantage, as well as, thanks to all the bounties they've been racking up, 6,000 net worth lead now at 10 minutes.
I mean, they're getting really, really farmed. And all three of their cores are still steadily doing very well. They haven't really lost heroes since the beginning of the laning phase. Not a good look at all for them. So they are going to finally go bottom. But look at this move. Normally you want to make this move with 3 heroes cap so you can be somewhat efficient. Look at top. Naga did this by herself.
Yeah. And so all those extra heroes from Crazy, where are they at? They're in mid lane.
Yeah.
They don't have to take the bottom lane fight. They can take more valuable resources off the map.
With less heroes.
Mid tower for the safe lane tower, you'd make that exchange any day of the week, right?
Oh, 100%. That's, you know that bottom tower is going to die eventually. Any good team will take it. But it took 5 heroes for them to take it because they don't have outpost control and because they already lost their tier 1 tower. So it is the right move by Business Associates. It's just, it highlights the issues that they have once they lost the safe lane tower and the outpost control.
Yeah. And if people were to say, oh, hold up, Stampede, they're going to try and run at these heroes. Good ice shards, though. Stalling this advancement from Crazies. They're going to be able to catch it, but actually the Snowball grabs up here, may be able to protect him. A 4-man stop from Kezu, and he actually knows he's not going to be able to escape so easily, so he turns around, gets a few swipes. Nice Ice Path, a 3-man on top of that Bryle. Oh, this is just a cleanup and a half. Triple kill for him. The easiest of his life, honestly. And 9 may have been able to get that Centaur kill, but it cost him his ultimate, and may just cost him his life. And Moon Meander was able to do a bit more damage or had slightly more mana. He could have done it.
Did he not have mana for Malefice?
He did not. He used everything he had for Fade Bolt. He only
before the Fade Bolt, though.
Maybe it was on cooldown? No, I think cast range. Malefice is much shorter, right?
I see. Okay, that makes sense.
Brow shows up. He's not done yet. He got that triple kill in bottom lane. Quickly picks up a kill on Fear as well.
That's a 4B now.
And he's building up that momentum and confidence, too. He's landing Ether Remnants without the use of the Yules.
This is a tier 2 tower at top, by the way, that is very weak. They haven't had to use the Naga whatsoever for any of this. And they're really just losing AUI. Very, very, very good start for Crazy so far. And this all kind of just goes back to that bottom lane and the way that they played that. Having to devote 5 heroes down just to take a tier 1 tower. It's partially them learning from their past mistakes too. You know, when they went for the dive, it's just too... people in Dota, you know, you have a memory for that sort of thing. You're like, oh, well, last time we went with 2. Did not work. Might as well bring 5 this time to make absolutely sure we take that tower. And you're not really addressing the Naga problem. Skeeter already has a Manta style.
He's big.
Yeah, this is... I mean, this is not just... This is unreal. This is enormous.
Stampede going out. Bryle sneaking in through the back lines. He's going to be able to get right on top of Moon with the Malefice stolen by Moon Meander. He sets up the stun of the Ether Remnant, and they easily bring down the carry of Business Associates. Follow that up with the Telekinesis, catching Fear as well, who is not going to be seeing level 6 anytime soon, even though it's 13 minutes into the game.
He has... Where can he get a cap? Like, where's he going to... And they lose the tier 2 tower up top during this time.
He's got no space to work with.
They're playing this for... It's not even really for protect 1. It's more like 4 move around, kill everything in sight, while the 1 kind of just PvEs it up.
We're going to watch Moose probably die here, unless he could do some tricky shards plays where he blocks these 2 supports off. But unfortunately, that Ice Path allows them to close the distance. Moon Meander and stolen Rocket Barrage does a lot of damage. He snowballs. There goes the Ice Shard. Still enough distance for them to pursue, and they'll get it with the Ice Path. 14th kill and an 11,000 net worth for Crazy. Now, Blitz, both you and Gods agreed that Crazy's lineup was better, but you didn't say, like, very definitively. You said, you know, kind of like their lineup a bit more. Why is this looking so one-sided? Outside of the draft, what went wrong for Business Associates in this laning phase?
I think the bottom... Okay, so aside from, like, the lanes or whatever, right, that's the product of the draft.
Sure.
I think the bottom move that they made with 2 and then when they brought the Lycan down really hurt them quite a bit.
It stalled their game a lot.
Yeah.
And then forced them to overcommit to that tower, which loses even more real estate.
And then when Brax dies at bottom under the tower, and he's not able, they don't have somebody in position to pull the wave back, they got so much damage on that tier 1 tower. And that also made the game very difficult. There's just like a few... when you draft this kind of lineup where your lanes are going to naturally be weak, you know, you have like Pengo Tusk against a Naga, and you've got an Enigma 5, and you have Void Spirit in a matchup where like he's fine in. All of these little things, it's not linear, it's like exponential. Like you mess up once, and all of a sudden like you're losing a lot on the map.
Moo, he's trying to get into this. He does have the creep behind him. There is going to be Fear trying to join him, but he's just getting bursted down by so much. He tries to throw out the black hole, but immediately dies. Song of Siren goes out to try and catch anybody else, and it is going to be the sole black hole for Moon Meander that snatches up Brax, pulls him back into his death. A third death, and maybe a fourth here.
Yeah, they're sticking together.
This was all supposed to be a bait for 9 to be able to come in and clean up kills, but he didn't get a single one. Everybody survived, including Moon Meander of less than 50 HP.
This is getting real miserable.
GG,
right
that's
now.
it. They're calling
calling
it. They are Business Associates is tilted out of their minds and out of this game.
I don't know if I would have continued to play either. Honestly, like, what is the move at this point? The Naga, you don't have a way to deal with Naga